the fuck up, wake 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 the fuck up, yeah, wake the fuck up, we'll get broke the fuck up. The wisdom we apply, son, soak this shit up. If it was sex, son, you probably smoke this shit up. So wake the fuck up, we'll get broke the fuck up, broke the fuck up, broke the fuck up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake the fuck up. This is WTFU with your hosts Thomas Horazzo, Gizo, and Chantel London. Staying woke from the US to the UK.
What up, what up? It's Tom Horazzo.
Gizo. Damn it.
AKA Jadon, and we have, of course, Chantel London, straight out of England.
Hey.
You got
Good evening.
Oh, there we go. Just getting the levels right here. You know, we're always doing shit right up until the last minute, trying to make sure everything is working out. You know, hopefully we don't have any. I'm actually running a real lean setup today, as far as the computer, so everything should go smoothly. In TV, every time I'm at work, you know, because I work in TV or whatever, every time I say everything should run smoothly, everybody knocks on wood. They're real superstitious in the TV game. But anyways, good evening. It is, what is it, July 24th? Damn, this year's going by quick. July 24th. We got some stuff to talk about today. You know, first off, I want to salute to the Hun Gang. Salute to Big Rich, of course, CEO, the boss. Salute to Couch Talk Radio. As a matter of fact, just a little teaser. I'm gonna be on with the folks from Couch Talk Radio. We got a special guest in the house. We're not revealing who it is, but we're actually gonna be doing this on. We're actually gonna be doing some video, and look out for that. You know, about Friday. Well, we're gonna be shooting it on Friday, and it should be out for release. You know, on Saturday. So I think you guys might enjoy it. You know, I don't want to let on too much, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. What Gizo said. So yeah, Chantel, so I've got, as you probably are seeing, Black Beauty, right? That's something that you wanted to talk about today. Or at least that's what you told me what you wanted to talk about, and that's what I came up with as far as the title. So did you want to go ahead and lead us off into this subject?
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. So, you know what? Today I just wanted to kind of lead off with a really feel-good topic, something that was quite inspirational and motivational. And so really, it's not so much about Black beauty, but it's more about limitations and eliminating the limitations that sometimes I think society puts on us and what we may put on ourselves as well. And it ties in really well with beauty and the perceptions of beauty and Black beauty. So I'm not really into pageants and, you know, basically looking at women and judging them based on how they look in the face or their body and their features, etc., their physical features.
Right.
But one story caught my attention recently, and it was in regards to Miss Universe. And in its 66-year history, they've never had a Black winner. And just the other day, not only did they have their first Black winner, but their first Black winner was representing Great Britain. And what really kind of caught my attention about this story is she wasn't just a Black woman that won. She's a Black woman who was born in Anguilla. She has the Anguillan accent. You know, she's quote unquote dark skin. She has her dreadlocks, so she has her natural hair. So she has this natural beauty, which is not stereotypically seen as being the beauty that is often portrayed in the media. And the clip that I came across was she was actually having an interview with a Black newsreader presenter on TV, and she said herself, you know, I'm a Black newsreader, I've got weaving, you know, this is kind of how I put my beauty out to the world. This is kind of what's accepted, and it's nice to see that you're sitting in front of me with natural hair, with locks, and you know you're now sitting here being the winner of Miss Universe. And she speaks to her about how she came to be where she is, and that's the bit that really interested me, because I feel like in life a lot of us do take the limitations that society puts on us to hold ourselves back. And, we may have goals or we may have objectives or there may be things we want to do and we feel like we can't do it because it's never been done before. And I feel like stories like this and, instances like this need to remind us that actually we can be the first to do something. We can set that example. And actually, we should be trying to live a life that is limitless. And that's not to say we should, be unrealistic and we should feel like every single thing is possible. Like, for example, when, Obama became president, everyone felt like, yeah, yes, I can. Like,
Right.
it doesn't mean that every single person will become, president. It doesn't mean like every single woman will become Oprah, for example, but it means that you should set you should set your goals high and, stay in your lane and you can achieve the very best that's out there for you. So this going back to the woman that won Miss Universe, like she entered pageants in Anguilla and got really far at them. And so for her, it was a natural progression to go for it, to represent Great Britain and not just, oh, you know what, I want to represent Great Britain and I want to get to third or I want to get to second or I want to get to fifth. No, like if she went in it to win it and she won it. And I just feel like now it's going to help other women to, if that is their lane, if that's kind of like where they see their path progressing, they can go through it as well. And they don't have to limit themselves if they want to model. And, they may not have to feel pressured by society to say, I need to straighten my hair, I need to lighten my skin, I need to do this, I need to do that to convey what is beautiful, quote unquote. Like I can just be me and my beauty is going to radiate that way.
Right. And
so that's really why I need to get to attention.
Sure. And I think that there's another component because there's a lot to kind of unpack really here. Like you said about, in just the inspiration of it all. But if like this lady, and I've got her, I don't know, Chantel, if you noticed, but I have her photograph, up on the screen right now. Deanne, let's see here, Kentish Roger.
Yeah.
In this era that we're living in of like the instant gratification, right? Right, and this is almost perfect for it, Instagram, right? It's like, let me do it. How do I get the views? How do I get right? Because I never heard of this lady till you just, we started sharing some stuff on WhatsApp, and now to be fair, I don't really follow Instagram models and all that, but of course I do look at certain social media that highlights those women.
Stop lying, yo.
Right, so it's, so it's like, oh yeah, let me, how do I get the attention very fast? How do I do it? By showing off my ass, right? Showing my breast off, enhancing myself artificially, and this is a woman
right.
who actually put in the hard work. Let me do this the right way. Not only is she, right, she's essentially a model, right? And she enters the pageant, but she's also an athlete. I did a little back, I could have easily, and I didn't have enough time, because I kind of just woke up and started putting everything together. But, there's a photograph of her with a javelin in her hand. She's actually, she wants to be an Olympic athlete. Yeah. So, that she's multi-dimensional. She's not just, another pretty face, because we have plenty of those. So hard work still applies here. Yeah, we could be president. But, we can't do it like Donald Trump by basically just talking shit and being born into wealth. Yeah. For us, we have to work hard, and that phrase, we've talked about with Antonio Moore, that's a phrase. I don't know if it's my place to use it. I'll use it here for sake of discussion. When it comes to people of color, and I think Antonio Moore speaking to black people, we can't pretend like we're just chocolate, right? And I'm quoting him now. We can't pretend that we're chocolate covered white people, right? That we're just like white people. And all we have to do is the same thing. All we got to do is go to college. All we got to do is do this, that, and the third, and everything's going to work out. It's a little bit different for people of color here in this country. And I'm sure it's like that in Europe, in England as well.
This lady, she's very beautiful, like looking at this picture.
You going to try to get at her?
Yo, man, I'm trying to give a compliment. Come on, man. Nah, because my daughter actually just started dreading her hair, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And, it kind of looks like that, but, you could tell that her hair's been growing for a while. But, natural beauty, not trying to put the weave and the pressy curl and all that in, you know what I'm saying? Like, just take what you got and work with it, like when you brought this to our attention, Chantel, I was like, okay, let me check her out. But, she seems like very intelligent, being an athlete. It's kind of like a triple threat, brains, beauty, and I ain't going to say the other one.
What's the other one?
You know what the other one is. You know
Yeah.
what the other one is.
What's up?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, but she got the triple package. You know, she's gonna be great.
Well, okay.
Great.
Jean Paul Shell. Salute to Jean Paul Shell.
Oh, yeah, he put it up there.
Yeah, thanks, man. Because right now in the studio, you know, I got the door open, trying to get some of the AC to the rest of the castle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't get too explicit. You know what I'm saying?
Jizo's on his best behavior right now. But also salute to Some Like It Hot as well. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so. You know, and I'm glad you brought up the Barack Obama thing because, you know, and this is something we're going to be getting into a little later in the week. But, you know, like you said, right, if someone ever asks, right, because you get this question a lot, you know, these angles, right, Chantel, what did Barack Obama do for black people? Right. First off, it's offensive that right, as a person of color, you know, or a black person that I'm expecting, right? Imagine, right, I'm expecting, even to frame it that way, that I'm expecting something from another man. You know what? Black men, like all men and women, have a lot of pride. I don't want another man to do shit for me. Just stay out of my way and let me, you know what I'm saying, get what I work for.
Let me cook. I mean? Yeah, let me cook. Yeah.
Yeah, let me do that. Stand by here. Call in number. We don't really have it set up right now. Is this? Unfortunately, is this
yeah.
That's one of your peoples. I know Jizo's got a couple people lined up, been dying to call in.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Jizo's like, I don't know who that is.
Maybe
right.
You know, I gotta look at the picture. You know.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not set up right now. You know what I'm saying? To take phone calls, but you know, feel free to share your comments on the chat. We'll communicate it. We'll let everybody know what's good. So right, the main thing that he did, I would say, you know, right, for black is hope. I think he gave hope to the whole damn country. To be honest with you, I'm gonna say, even as a Hispanic, obviously I'm Hispanic, but yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I guess we send out them triggers and people want to get their voice.
We got to get that you know, like line that people, you know, put in Cuba, like then the show's gonna be a little longer. We gotta.
Yeah,
you know
that's what it is. I mean, an hour, it goes quick, man. It goes quick. But so yeah, so if anyone if you're ever out there, you know, and that's if you believe that Barack Obama gave you hope. If you don't agree with that, you know what I'm saying? If he sank your freaking hopes, you know, then
I think he gave a lot of minorities hope because you know, people never saw a black president in 100 years or some, you know, and you know, a lot of young people, you know, instead of wanting to be an athlete or entertainer. That kind of falls on the app, you know. But anyway, instead of being something that everybody wants to be, you know, like coming out the hood, you know, a rapper, a ball player, you know, he gave people, you got kids talking about wanting to be president. Like I got my godson that's in Pennsylvania. And I really think he can be. This dude is smart and he plays basketball and he's, you know, rest in peace, my dude Pope, his two sons, you know. This kid is really smart. I mean, both of the brothers are, you know, the one is in the Bronx right now, but they're both smart. But the one that's in Pennsylvania, he just has that curiosity, like, you know, he's just really, you know, kind of like you look at him and when he asks you certain questions, he's really smart, you know. And both of them are, but, you know, like I think one of them is really has, like, I see him going in that direction. Not saying that the other one can't do it, but I see one of them really, like, just, you know, being a basketball player, maybe in politics, just like it was a Knick that he was a Knick. He played for the Knicks, and then but he was Caucasian, and he went on to be, I can't remember this guy's name. It was Dave DeBuscher or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't want to get off track.
Chantel, how is Deanne been received, you know, in England? You know, we just had the royal wedding, which basically introduced some color into the royal family. Now we've got there are probably some people in England right now like, God damn, this shit's going to hell in a handbasket, right? Freaking now Miss Universe Great Britain is a black woman. Like, so how's it going over there?
Well, among my circles, it's been received really well, and from the media coverage that I've seen, like I haven't seen anything negative because I feel like this woman, she does come across really well. She comes across humble, and you know, why not? Like, we won, right? And the thing is, you know how it goes when you win something, they're always gonna, you know, see you as being one of theirs, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's only when you do something wrong they'll be like, oh yeah, that woman from Anguilla. But right now, you know, she's representing Britain, so she's quote unquote British, and I haven't seen anyone say anything negative Maybe some individuals have, but not that I've come across. As I say, the mainstream media, the articles that I've read and seen, they've all been responding really well, and I feel like it is a good thing. And like you say, like with the whole Barack Obama thing, it did give hope to many people, and also I feel like it boosted the confidence for a lot of people and boosted the morale as well, and it makes people feel like they can either live vicariously through someone and just see someone achieve their dream, or just gives them that extra push to say, actually, I'm gonna go and get what's out there for me, because now this shows me that I can, because if someone can become, if he can become the first black president, I can do whatever I want to do, kind of thing. So
Right.
I think that's kind of how you look at things.
Right, and I hate to quote Kanye here. I think he had a lyric that read something to the effect of, shoot for the stars, but if you don't make it, at least you'll land on a cloud, something to that effect. I know I'm butchering it, but so right, so like, go ahead.
Just try, like that's what they say, like you can never fail when you're trying, right? Like it's only the people that give up or don't try. Like just keep trying in life. Like you can learn from your mistakes, etc. And people achieve so many things that, what I mean? It's not like, oh, you have to reach your goals by the time like you're 30 or 35. Like you could be any age. Like you never know. You just have to keep giving your best, keep giving your all, and what is meant for you, can't go around you, kind of thing.
Right.
So that's what I think.
Like Jesus saying with his godson. Yeah, okay, maybe he wants to be president, but like Jean Paul Shelton says, you gotta have you got to have bloodlines, to be president. You know what I mean? He's basically saying, like, look, and I understand Jean Paul Shelton's position. You got to be in that shit. No one from without that, a very small circle of people is going to become president. But fine. If your godson wants to become president, he does everything basically he follows the Barack Obama handbook to becoming president, and he doesn't become the president. Okay, maybe he becomes a law professor. You know what I'm saying, at an Ivy League university. Maybe he runs a big law firm. Maybe he's like Byron Allen, right? Black billionaire buying up the Weather Channel for $300 million cash. I just matter of fact, I got some
because Obama wasn't born into that. He was like the first one to probably out his family, right, to get it.
Well, we got to do the whole thing. We got to trace everything out. Go ahead, Chantel. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think we stepped on you.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like there's a difference between like wanting to be something and something that's meant for you, kind of thing. There's also there'll be a lot of, when we're kids, we all say, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to be this, and some people grow out of it, some people don't. But I feel like the ones that don't grow out of it, there's possibly something there that they're meant to be that thing, and that's their lane, that's their goal, that's like their mission in life, that's their purpose. And I think it's when you find that and you keep on that and you don't give up, that's when you can see things kind of come through for you. Like there might be, for example, someone that's like they're meant to sing. It doesn't mean they're meant to be the next, Beyonce or Celine Dion or whatever, but maybe they're meant to sing on a cruise ship. Maybe they're meant to sing in front of 100 people every night. You know what I mean? But they're meant to sing. And if they're meant to sing, they will sing, and they will find some kind of fulfillment in singing because they didn't give up on it. Even if they had haters and doubters, they kept going. Even like with what we're doing, like if we feel like we're meant to be doing this, we will do it regardless, and we will get something out of it, and people will get something out of it regardless. Like we don't have to be the biggest broadcaster out there. Like we stay in our lane and we do it to our full potential, but still feel fulfilled if that's what is meant to be the case.
Right. Absolutely. And as an old timer, I call myself an old timer, but I'm getting old. I mean, I'm approaching 40 years old. And I talk to young people, they're in their 20s, they're trying to get their life kick-started. They don't know exactly what they're doing. I have to fight the urge, because of course, the older we get, the kind of more conservative we get. Get a job, buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Set your retirement up. You know what I mean? So you start to think about that more. But when you're 20 years old, you're like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm nowhere near retirement.
Yeah.
So, but I had to resist when I hear some of the young people talking about these grandiose things they want to do. I had to mute myself. I had to say, let me chill. Let me not be as hard. You know what I mean? I let them know, think about this stuff because it comes up quick. But I don't want to sit there and say, yo, just get a job. You know what I mean? Like, just buy a house, just settle down, forget about all the shit you want to do. Become a billionaire. Because And of course, popular media creates a lot of that
You
stuff.
don't want to be on your big pun dream shatterer shit. That's what you trying to tell me?
Yeah, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to let people dream, you know what I'm saying? But also give them that enforcement, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, again, I want you to shoot for the stars, you know what I'm saying? But I want you to land on a freaking cloud in case you don't make it. I don't want you to drop back down to ground zero and have nothing.
Yeah, you got to have a plan A, B, C, D. You can't just like, I'm just going to shoot for the stars, and if that don't go, then I'm going to start selling crack or something, you know what I mean?
What did they used to say, right? SDE. What was it? Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment. Cameron. I don't know if you remember. Was that a single or was that an album? I forget.
That's a good question.
Jeez, hip-hop knowledge.
Chatters, help us out here.
Yeah, but anyways, right, I mean, the point was made, right? All we have, freaking is sports, drug. Biggie said it, also is what, in the hood, right? You
either slinging crack rock, so you got a wicked jump shot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was listening to that actually on the way out. The customers, he like, yo, play some little Tupac Biggie. I was like, all right, I got you.
Yeah.
Playing that shit. Yeah, man.
You should have been like, sir, I don't listen to that stuff. You should have.
I'm like, liar.
You think I'm black? Because you think I listen to Tupac and Biggie because I'm black? No, but seriously, to Chantel's point, we got to stop limiting ourselves. You know what I'm saying? To be like, I could only do X, Y, and Z. Now the possibilities are, what I'm saying? We can do whatever we want. You know what I mean? So
we could do whatever we want, but we got to get on this dude that's the president, because if we don't,
you about to go in?
Yo, I'm about to go in, man. I don't know if you want to hit that motherfucking button. And say,
got the control, man.
I got. F for that, man. I'm about to go in, man. Matter of fact, close the doors, hide the kids, you know what I'm saying? I got my homie Paul from Brooklyn listening in, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go in, son. But yeah, we really do have to start, our First Amendment is under attack, we got a president that wants to be like Putin and Kim Jong. If we don't, even the people that voted for him, if we don't start to vote people in that's going to get this dude out. Look, he's attacking people. Now, before I go in on what I really want to talk about, you heard how he's trying to take security clearances away from former CIA people, like I'm not going to go to everybody. I know you know them by name.
They're basically former intelligence, officials,
Yeah, like.
And the reason why they have their clearances still is because the dudes who took their job may want to be like, yo, remember when you was in this job and this came up? Like, how did you handle it? Or, so they may need. And obviously, you can't talk to someone who's in the position who has a top secret clearance. You can't talk to, you can't share information. So they're like, yo, we'll give these old heads, let them have their shit, so they could, have these conversations with the people that are in place now.
Yeah, it's like, it's just crazy how he's trying to, they're finally talking. People are starting to talk how they feel, how he's doing a bad job, and then he's like, oh, I'm going to take their security clearance. I don't like the way it's petty. Like, what he's doing is like, basically, you talk bad about me, I'm going to get to you one way or another. And if we don't stop it at the top, imagine like people like us doing podcasts talking about putting out the right information, that what's really going on, and not just like talking like that dude Alex Jones talking about he said something about James Comey like getting shot. Did you hear that shit? He was talking about like he said some shit about basically he tried to put a 50 Cent lyric in there like politically. I'm saying though, this guy is. No, actually, he's talking about Mueller. My fault. He's talking about Mueller. Like, you gotta listen to, that shock jock dude, with the hey, But basically, he was talking shit about him, talking about, yo, man, this guy he's saying this guy used to be like transporting kids on planes for sex. Like, he was making up some crazy story that I think if Mueller, this is the guy that I'm talking about that's investigating Trump, if he was about all of this, I think it would have came up by now, you know what I'm saying? But what I wanted to get at is that basically this guy is attacking the First Amendment, but it's all good with us Trump supporters as long as he gets what he wants to do and what he said he was going to do. Even if we're getting fucked, we're still going to roll with him, and then, we got this, what I'm really heated about, which I found out, my friend put me on to another Stand Your Ground law shooting
in Florida,
Florida, just like Trayvon Martin got killed 5 or 6 years ago. A guy, died over a parking spot where, he came outside. This guy is talking to his wife or girlfriend with his family, his kids in the car about a parking spot. I mean, he kind of shoved the dude down, kind of aggressively. The guy fell, and then the guy pulls out a gun and shoots him. But he wasn't really under attack. It was like a coward move. Like, that's probably what kind of happened with the Trayvon Martin thing, but it's not on video. This is on video. He just, the guy's not attacking him anymore. He just shoots him, bong. and then he comes into the store, dies in front of his son. I mean, like, shit like this that people are probably going to be like, well, yeah, you know, he shouldn't have pushed him, but, you know, and I heard that other states are adopting the same stand your ground law. I didn't even know that, you know.
Yeah, well, so some states are, you know, and some states are starting to, you know, after Trayvon, some states started to look at their laws and say, like, you know, are they being interpreted too liberally? You know what I mean? In this case, in this situation, like you said, the guy gets pushed. He's sitting there for a good, you know, 1,000, 1,000, and he's not being attacked anymore.
Exactly.
The guy pulls his handgun while basically in a seated, you know, on the ground position and fires a shot into his chest.
Yeah,
you know, and the father dies. You know, right? He was a father. He died.
Of 3, yeah.
You know,
28 years old. I mean, it's just sad because that could happen to anybody. But it's some coward shit. Like, I just think there's a lot of cowards out there that have guns that's just like, yo, you know what, I'm gonna. And I heard, you know, they was talking, you know, I heard them doing an interview. They said this guy's always, like, really aggressive with people over parking spots. Like, you know, so he's probably waiting to pop off just like a Zimmerman, thinking, oh, yeah, I'm tough. I'm gonna prove a point. Yeah, you know, like, fuck out of here, man. Just because you got a gun, and that don't make you the law. But even the law is just like, you know, a lot of them are cowards too, but that's a whole nother story. What's going on?
No, I just I'm trying to look at this comment here. I'm trying to get the name right. Now I need a phonetic spelling here, but Ferret. I can't even.
Yeah, Ferrat.
Ferrat. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go with Ferrat. But yeah, so he's saying they need a shoot the fair one law. You know, like the cops do in Yonkers. So apparently, cops just square up with dudes out there?
Yeah, they probably do. I mean, Yonkers is, you know, DMX, you know, Rough Riders.
But I know, I believe in Seattle, it's either Seattle, Washington, or Free Rat. Okay, Free Rat. That's
okay.
All right, that helps.
Like Chirac, Free Rat.
All right, so like, you know, so like Free Rat saying, but I believe it's either in Oregon or Washington that they actually have a mutual, and I think we talked about this before, mutual combat law. Which basically, if you know, say if it's me and Jadon over here, and we want to fight, you know what I'm saying? And we both agree to it, we can actually have a fight and not get arrested as long as, you know, we both agree to it. Now, if he turns around, whoops my ass, you know what I'm saying? I can't be like, yo, I never agreed to this shit. Yo, arrest him. He assaulted me. You know what I'm saying? But I actually saw it play out one time.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Hold my gun, catch these hands. Yeah. Yeah, that's you know, and I actually respect that. When cops do stuff, I've seen a couple videos of cops doing shit like that. It does seem harsh, right? Because we can't play it both ways. We can't be like, oh, you're a cop, you're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying, do that. It's like, hey, man, if you want to act like a man and the cops willing to treat you like a man, you know what I'm saying, to get it on. Now if you catch that L, see, there's always that threat. Like, you catch that L from the cop, you know what I'm saying, and then that's not going to be a good look for you, but hey, I'd rather handle it like that. You know, in the military, we used to try to handle things internally, right? Like, you know, if somebody effed up, if I could, you know what I'm saying, punish you internally, you know what I'm saying, by making you do X amount of push-ups and not necessarily having to call the boss and be like, yo, I just caught this dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm going to punish you, you know, quietly between me and you.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, so, that's some G shit right there. Like, what's up?
And we talked about this before, self-policing. You know, what's funny, a lot of times, if we can only figure out a way to self-police our communities, we wouldn't even need to have the cops. So, because like I mentioned before, and I don't know if you remember this, Chantel, but I used to listen to the police scanner a lot here in the New Haven Police, which is kind of a city that's close to where we're at now. Do you guys get to listen to police communications in England?
No, what is that exactly?
So, you know, when the cops talk on their radio, basically I have a receiving radio, if you will, so something that doesn't transmit. I can listen to them on their radio. You know, so all their communications, right? If they aren't scrambled, which they are in some places, right? Basically encoded to where no one can listen in. But essentially, it's public.
So you're eavesdropping.
What's that?
Oh, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that, or you're eavesdropping?
No, I'm not really. I wouldn't call it eavesdropping per se, because it's basically like listening to the radio. Except I have a special radio that tunes into the frequencies, you know, that are, and these radios are sold anywhere where electronics are sold. You know, it's basically called a scanner. You know, you can scan just multiple frequencies that are not on your AM and FM dial. So yeah, in for instance, the New Haven Police, they have very antiquated equipment, and they're still basically what I would call unencrypted. You know, so I get to listen in, but the bottom line is that I would say 80% of the calls that are made, right, the stuff that they're responding to are domestic situations, not domestic violence between spouses, so to speak, but it's like, yo, my neighbor, you know what I'm saying, my neighbor did this, I think he vandalized my car, or I think he's, whatever, he's telling them to get off my stoop, or whatever, he's saying he's trespassing, or just these little arguments that happen, sometimes within a building, within a house, between neighbors, between landlords. If we could just come up with ways to it's almost like we need like an elder statesman in the hood, right? The OG, really, right?
Yeah.
OG, like, hey, OG, come over here, man. We got this dispute. How do you see it? Basically like a whole court, and say, hey, we're gonna present the facts, and whatever the OG said. If we had a guy that we could respect, like that guy or a lady, right? You know what I'm saying? It could be, where we wouldn't even have to get everybody involved like
Probably
that.
like the jungle, and remember Training Day when Denzel went to see what's his girlfriend, a Spanish chick that played his girlfriend in Training Day, and he went to the jungle. It's like a real like it's kind of like the projects, I guess you could say, in L.A. where all the Bloods was at, and if you go in there, it's just like the whole neighborhood is just full of Bloods. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like you're saying, even though I'm not talking about a gang related, but like you have a neighborhood where everybody respects. It's like you said, the OG or something, and if shit goes down, and you know what I'm saying? Because certain neighborhoods do have an OG. Like yo, say if you got some young cats down here, and they might be shooting at each other, they be like, yo, you making it hot over here, man. You gotta chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to handle that shit somewhere else, because you're making it hot. Now the cops gonna come around. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna make it bad for everyone.
Yeah, you're gonna make it bad.
It's gonna make it bad for the good element. You know what I mean? Right, the peaceful people, and the bad element.
Yeah,
right. That just wants to hustle, do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Not condoning that. You know what I mean?
Not
but it is what it is.
Yeah, the shit happens all the time. Motherfuckers be like, yo, man, y'all gotta chill the fuck out. Take that shit somewhere else. But yo, I just wanted to get on something else. Because times. So getting on our president right now, I love all my people was. Especially that voted for Trump.
Okay, he's setting it up right here. Right? But first of all, I love all my black people. Yeah. But some of you,
you know what I'm saying? Not just my black people, but all of my people. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand how people, like, I was talking to my homie earlier. He was like, yo, I think it was a late night show host. I was interviewing somebody, and he was like, yo, if you got to defend somebody by saying they're not racist, then 9 times out of 10, they probably are racist. Like, so I'm on Snopes.com, which is a political fact-checking site, or not just even political, it's a good fact-checking site, if you want to check out shit that's true and find out. So I had this thing here that Trump said, like, probably when he was running for president. He tweeted, he loves to tweet, and he said this is one shit that shows that he's a freaking racist. Sadly, because President Obama has done such a poor job as president, you won't see another black president for generations. Yo, hold on, pause all that shit. How you gonna say some shit like that, first of all, just because you think that he did a poor job, you won't see another black president? So all the white presidents that we had in this country, you don't think they fucked up? So we shouldn't have had any more white presidents at all after like a Nixon or Bush, one of the Bushes, or fucking, Tom could go down a list of really bad white presidents. I mean, because you could. Well, it's out of 40-something, you got like 40, there's only one black president, so like how you gonna say some shit like that, first of all? And then it's like people like, oh, he's not a racist. Well, I got some things here that I wanna bring back to your memory that really makes them like, how could you vote for this guy? I know that like some people that have businesses or invest in Wall Street, they're like, oh yeah, he's gonna bring money to Wall Street. People are gonna be excited to do business. Like I remember the CNN commentator, she was like, like Wall Street was booming when he came in. But, also people act like when Obama was president, he didn't bring us out of recession, because he's always talking about, what did Obama do? What did he do for black people? But I'm going to get to that in a second, But, all this racist ish that he was doing, I don't know if you guys remember when he attacked the Muslims.
Oh, shit. Jizo is about to go in.
I'm going in, you know what I'm saying? Going motherfucking in. Dad, man, I wish you would close the door. I don't want your daughter to hear me cursing, but
Cole, mute it for a second. There you go.
I'm muted for a second. Yo.
Hold on.
For the curse jar. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we're going to tell these motherfuckers to shut the fuck up. First of all, you attacked the Muslim Gold Star parent. You remember that shit when, he's talking about the wife can't talk because she's Muslim, and that's her religion. Oh, why she couldn't talk? Yo, you fucking insulting a person that died for this country that you didn't want to serve. because you had shin bones and all that whatever the
Shin
fuck,
splints.
shin splints and shit. You know, you get on, what's that dude, McCain? What's that guy that?
John McCain?
John McCain.
Yeah.
You know, he's a POW, like, you know, 5-star. I don't know if he's a 5-star general, but you getting on him. He went to war. What the fuck did you do? Except for rob people and shit. You know, so that's one thing when he insulted them. Then he claimed the judge was biased because he's a Mexican. You know, just because he wanted to put Mexican war, when this Mexican judge basically was like, you know, going against like drug cartels. Actually, they said that it was a drug cartels making him a target for assassination by Tijuana drug lord. You know, but still, like, oh, he's biased. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the second one, right? I'm just going down the list because I don't want to be here at night. You know, the Justice Department sued his company twice for not renting to black people. Now, I don't know if you remember, you know, being a New Yorker, blacks are trying to rent, you know, his apartments. And, you know, if you read the book, Making a Donald Trump, they talk about that guy that's under investigation now is Pippo Cohen, that was trying to, like, reverse it and saying, because he, you know, did countersue and said, how they going to say that you're discriminating against them? So he countersued. He tried to get, you know, to make it look like, well, I'm not being discriminating. They're making me look like I'm a racist. So he tried to countersue and it didn't work out. You know, what else? He also discriminated against black people. It's just been a pattern in his career, you know.
But Jesus, real quick, but black unemployment is at an all-time low, Jesus. So why don't you just fall back and just let this shit happen? Just let it happen, Jesus. Because black unemployment is at an all-time low.
The black unemployment, and yo, it kills me when motherfuckers say that shit. Yo, Obama, fucking like Joe Madison said, when we was in 2008, y'all remember we was in a fucking recession. Yo, nobody act like Obama got people working again. Like, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker inherited the shit that Obama did. Like, he's only been president a year and a half. Do you understand it takes time for people to put in policies and shit to start working? Like, he's riding off Obama shit, but you motherfuckers say, oh, yeah, he's doing great for the economy and he's making jobs. Motherfucker, that's Obama shit, but y'all don't want to. And again, Obama didn't really have the House, because after year 2 of Obama's presidency, y'all motherfuckers was blocking, not saying y'all, not everybody's a Republican or right winger, but you don't remember everybody was getting blocked. They was blocking everything Obama wanted to do. They just like, oh, we're not going to let this black president do anything. We're just going to block him. Right. But nobody remembers that shit.
Mitch McConnell, right off the rip, I mean, after Barack Obama got elected, went to, I believe, the Heritage Foundation. And they asked him, what's your number one legislative goal? And he was like, I don't know about legislative goal, but he's like, basically, to make this president a one-term president.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
The day after he gets elected, you know, they're pretty much saying, yo, our main objective is to make sure he doesn't, you know, get elected, you know, in 2012. So.
And that's what kills me, because when he was talking about, oh, what has the Democrats done for you? Look, like talking about black people, look, your schools suck, your unemployment rate is still high, your neighborhoods are crazy. Yo, I mean, how you gonna say some shit like that when your ass don't, like, you act like you care about that shit? Like,
it's like Bill O'Reilly, same thing. You know, Bill O'Reilly would go on and on when he was on Fox News about what the black family needs, and it's like, motherfucker, your family doesn't even. You're an absentee parent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I might even know that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck are you gonna talk about our community, right? Our community, people of color, black people. It's like it wasn't from a position of like, oh, I really care. You know what I'm saying? Where are you? Are you in the hood trying to fucking, you know what I'm saying, put people on to tell, you know, show people the right way? It's just it's an outside criticism with no real genuine interest in helping the people. It's just basically look at them. Look at how they are. You know what I'm saying? Put them in a fishbowl. You don't want to be like them.
And yo, and if Obama had half the shit that this motherfucker's going through, hookers, porn stars, like going to trial, trying to say that, you know, he's trying to hush them because, you know, I had an affair with this guy when he was married, all this shit, or he got like, what, this is like his second or third wife, you know? What,
yeah, I think he's on his third wife.
You know,
what I'm saying?
All this shit that's going on with him, they would have been trying to get Obama out, you know what I'm saying? Right. But white privilege, but, you know, that's what kills me about black people that are acting like, yo, what has Democrats done for black people. Now I'm not like the a historian in politics or whatever, but I could tell you the last 8 to 10 years, yeah, Republicans blocked a lot of shit that Democrats was trying to do. You assholes, like, come on, man, like, wake the fuck up. Like, what are you acting like Obama? Like, that's another thing that killed me. Black people like that. Oh, he didn't do nothing for black people. Yo, he was trying. Like, y'all act like, he became president, so he's just supposed to put in laws and put in all these policies, and they just supposed to boom, boom, boom. Do you know it just go like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what even Trump, like, he's doing shit, but like people are trying to fight him, even though he has the House. But all this other shit that's going on, he has like basically the Senate. But some people are still fighting back. I mean, but he's doing a lot of shit. He's fucking up the inner city. But y'all don't see that. Y'all just like, oh well, Trump is gonna do this, like that 10-point plan. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little caught up here, man. I'm getting it kind of.
I have a question.
I'm sorry, Chantal. Go ahead.
Quick question, right? Just going back to this whole what you were saying about people saying, what did Obama do for black people and blah blah. So like the way I kind of think about it is that it's not necessarily like what these presidents are doing for black people, what they're not doing for black people. Like from my understanding, they put policies in place, but they kind of like blindside it, so they don't overtly say that this is going to help or hurt a group of people, but they know what they can do to help or hurt a group of people. So for example, Obama introduced Obamacare, right? So like free healthcare for you guys. So I would see that as a policy that helps black people, but it's not obviously directly for black people. But as a lot of black people are, poorer than white people, may need that medical support, like policies like that would help black people, right? Without overtly saying this is for black people.
No, you're absolutely right, Chantel. And Bernie Sanders got a lot of crap while he was, running, because he was asked, he was, and also to be clear though, Obamacare wasn't necessarily free per person. You had to be real poor basically to get. You had to, and the threshold was insane. Below the poverty line to get what we would call free or subsidized healthcare. But Bernie Sanders got a lot of crap because he would not come out. A lot of people wanted him to talk about reparations. Right, reparations is a question that's been being out there. Asked for a long. It's been a topic for a while. So, and he wasn't a guy who was necessarily gonna come out and be an advocate for that. But I think to your point is that, a lot of these policies, they're not overtly pro-black, right? Like Barack Obama's not going to come out. I'm coming out with this plan to give, black people health care, make college more affordable for black people specifically, because he's the president of the entire United States. You know what I mean? Imagine if we had a president who came out and said, I'm going to look out for white people, which is essentially what, and basically on the opposite side of the coin is Donald Trump, who is doing policies to further, his what I would call culture warriors. Not all white people, but there are people, I call them culture warriors, where they're trying to make sure that their culture remains supreme, essentially, in this country. So when they see, they see their kids loving, Tekashi 6ix9ine or any other freaking, we're not gonna get into Tekashi right now, but when they see that, they look at like their culture's going to hell. Yeah. So he's definitely giving them hope in that way. Like, maybe our culture will survive. You know what I mean? Or not only survive but remain supreme.
Yeah, go ahead.
I agree with Chantel that we have to pay attention. We got to listen, and understand that a program like Obamacare was beneficial to black people. You know what I mean? Although it wasn't called Obama's Black Healthcare Program.
Yeah.
And I always go with the position that what is it? What's that old adage? A rising tide lifts all boats. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to get theirs. I don't, when I advocate, I don't sit there and say I want this for XYZ for Hispanic people and Latino people exclusively. I want everybody to get it.
And that's what's great.
Yeah, you want everyone to rise. You want everyone to do well. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like the reason why sometimes we might focus more on minorities is because minorities have always had the worst of everything that's been thrown at us, kind of thing. But it's like everyone should have the opportunity, like kind of where I was at with my first story. Like everyone should have the opportunity to be and do their best in this life and have a fair opportunity, and there should be equal grounding for everyone and not just a certain sector of people who get all the opportunities, because that's unfair, and we don't want to live in an unfair society. So it's about getting that balance. And I guess when people talk about positive discrimination and, you know, affirmative action and stuff, it's almost just like addressing all the discrimination, all the imbalances have already happened, and just trying to get it to a place where everyone has an opportunity, regardless of race and, you know, regardless of class and gender and, you know, whatever the case may be. That's how it should be.
Yeah, because Obamacare.
Because you guys still haven't even had a female president yet in your history.
Right.
You know. But it should be back.
I
Like,
think
we
Ivanka
should
Trump's
live
gonna
in
be
a
the first
world
one.
where by 2018 that shouldn't even be a thing. Like, you should have already had female presidents, because it would be a representation of the community. You know, it just makes logical sense. But we just
There
don't
are
live in
more
that
women in this country than there are men, and that's probably the case for many countries. I think the global population there's more women than men, but this, we live in a highly misogynistic society. I think a lot of us don't like to admit it, man, but we have problems with women, running shit point blank, fucking. But for me, it's different in the military. I wasn't an infantryman, which is mostly men, which would be mostly men, but I had female sergeants, I had female lieutenants, you know what I mean, and staff sergeants. So these are people that all were above me, and it is what it is. I never looked at it like, oh my god, this.
Women.
What's that?
Women, we can think logically, we can think strategically. We can come up with good, clear strategies and ideas, and we have opinions, and we don't. It's not just we're not just supposed to be just in the background and just following the lead of a man. Like, there are women who are capable. It's not just because someone's a woman you should put them in that position. Of course, it has to be someone that can do the job. But there are women that are capable of doing some of these jobs that have been traditionally, male dominated.
Sure.
Chantal, how many man, what's the lady's name over there?
Theresa May.
Theresa May. How many ladies prime ministers have you had? How many?
Prime minister. Yeah.
She's our second. It was
so
Margaret Thatcher was the first one back in the 90s.
Margaret, I call her Margaret the Margaret Thatcher, the milk snatcher. I don't know if you know this.
Oh yeah, because she took away the free school milk.
Right.
Yeah.
She took away free school milk. You know what I'm saying? For poor kids. Like, damn. They call her the Iron Lady. I don't. She got blown
Iron
up.
Lady.
They tried to blow her up in a hotel one time.
Oh, damn.
And it was kind of. I guess they call her the Iron Lady because she got damn near blown up and then still came out and did the speech. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit.
yeah, I ain't fucking. You know what I mean?
She like that dude from Deadpool. I don't know if you watch Deadpool.
Freaking.
Still, I don't know. I'm not into like shit like that. But yo, so how many prime ministers? Like, how we on our 40-something president, 45th president? How many prime ministers have you had over there in London, Chantal?
I don't know, but remember, England is an older country than the United States.
True.
England's been here forever. Like, it wasn't a discovered country, but I don't actually know. But yeah, we're only on our second, so of course it's imbalanced here as well, big time.
Yeah, and now next question, Gizo's gonna ask you to recite the Magna Carta. Could you do that for us?
Yo, I mean, it's crazy because I know you got to talk about some stuff, Tom, but like this is gonna have to.
No, I'm gonna cancel my shit, man, because I got too much. I can talk about my shit next week. So.
Oh, okay, because I mean, it's like still stuff that I had to because we started drifting away.
But I kind of want to actually jump into your list right quick, Gizo, because I think it's firmly established that Donald Trump. I think where you're getting is Donald Trump is an obvious, clear racist. Yeah. I believe he's a white supremacist. So let's go ahead and say that I think you nailed it, right? We get it.
Yeah.
But
also that Obama did do shit or was trying to do stuff for the black community and
crime ministers.
Trump talking about he's gonna do. He had a 10-point plan that he put on media takeout of all things, and which never kind of took effect, But yeah, go ahead. What you going to say?
So I want to say, because I think you were getting to a point here, right? That you were about to propose the question, right? Put it out there. why, right, and I think you were going to do this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but why is he getting support from people of color, black people, when he's an obvious racist?
Exactly.
Right, so we get around to that position. I'm wondering, sometimes I wonder, even as a Latino, because there's plenty of Latino supporters as well, which blows my mind. I say, are we that fucking defeated to where we just given up? We're kneeling at the feet. Like, you know what? I'm done fighting. Just put me down. I call it state property politics, right? Get down or lay down. Some of us are basically getting down. And don't get me wrong, it's a tough decision to say lay down. Like, fuck it, I'm laying down. Like, you want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to do it is what it is. What you want to do. You know what I mean? And some cats are looking at each other, you know what I'm saying, and saying, yo, get down. You know what I'm saying? And are we that effed up? We're that overwhelmed. We're that defeated to where we're just like, yo, fuck. Yo, I'm done fighting.
And I'm tired of like people talking about, well, Clinton did this or this and that. Yo, well, what about the Bushes and shit? Like, y'all always want to go Obama, like, this country was weak. We was letting this go and letting this ride. So you think that everything this dude is doing is just like, okay, some people say he's not politically correct because he doesn't know how to say stuff. But, they just skip the racism part and then they just go to like his business ethics with us, which are fucked up. You don't want to show your taxes. You don't know what the fuck. He could be negative. I heard he was negative in 100 million. So he could be just robbing Peter to pay Paul type shit. Like, in bed with the Russians, probably got shit, the golden shower tapes over there. He probably down with R. Kelly and shit. Like, come on, man. Like, then you got all this shit going on with, Trump University, where people got scammed out of, like, trying to do real estate. People push that aside. Oh, no, he's a good businessman. Then you got people that I drove that are fucking contractors that said this dude will actually do a job. He won't like one little thing. He'll sue your ass, or you try to sue him for your money, or y'all go back and forth suing, and then he countersues, and then he got the power and fucking lawyers on call to fucking go back and forth with you, and then you end up selling out of court for, if it was $1 million job, for maybe $250,000 or some shit. And he does this all the time. He has fucking 3,500 lawsuits. 3,500. So let's say he's been doing business since he's in his 20s. He's 70-something. So 50 years of getting, so that's 70 lawsuits a year. I mean, if you're a business, okay, you get lawsuits, but 3,500. But y'all acting like this guy's the best, just because, a lot of men, maybe a lot of black men, and I know a lot of white men, they didn't want Hillary to be president, like Chantel was saying. They don't want to see her later. Oh, don't let this bitch get old. Oh, she's down with, look what they did to black families, like with that 3 strikes you're out. Now, I understand that the Clintons did lock up and separate a lot of black families. That's no lie. But
they were selling. I gotta tell you about this prisoner blood shit that they were doing too. I'll tell you about that.
Oh man, I mean, I know it's a lot of shit that the Clintons got on them that I'm not going to sit here. I'm not a Clinton worshiper. You know what I'm saying? I want
Clinton night.
Yeah, Clinton night. But damn, like sometimes, like I know politics is a dirty game, but I think the people that. We got to pick the least dirtiest. I guess is what you're saying. Like we all right, like and John Paul, the point is driven home for sure. Basically, yeah, they're all what I'm saying, crooks, thieves, liars. We get it. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta, because my position is that politics is not a spectator sport. So even just because someone doesn't vote or doesn't participate doesn't mean that they're not in the game. You're part of the game. Yeah. As a matter of fact, they factor you in. They're saying to themselves, oh, we already know from this XYZ community, this many people are not, are not interested in voting. So we could do whatever the F we want to do. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to do a damn thing about it. So you're part of, if you're not engaged, trust me, you are part of the plan. You are being calculated on someone's spreadsheet. Some political scientist, some pollster is factoring you in. So when you participate with it, you go along with it. You're almost basically, so you could say I'm hands off. I don't support none of these cats. Yeah. In a way, you support all of them. And it's one of those things where it's like if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything type of thing. It's not necessarily straight up, but I remember Nick Cannon was like a couple of years. Well, he was saying, I'm not voting. Don't vote. Like, dude, like and probably a lot of people voted. Probably a lot of black votes went out the door when he did that. And everybody makes mistakes, but now we here. So now we gotta go into the fall, hoping that we could turn the house around. because this motherfucker's, y'all ain't gonna realize it till like 3 or 4 years later if he does keep going. Like, damn. Like, farmers are starting to feel it. Farmers are losing their farms, or these tariffs. That's how you say
right, tariffs.
You know what I'm saying? My friend that works at BMW said they got a letter, all BMW dealerships. This is what's happening because of Trump's tariffs and shit. They're like, cars is gonna go up like 8 to 10,000. He said people that know about money, they're just coming in buying cars before they go up another 10 stacks, or 10 racks, or whatever you want to say.
Right, because we're doing tariffs on steel. I saw a video that, it's crazy. Even his own supporters. There's a nail factory, right? I forget where it was.
I heard about that shit.
You saw the shit, and the dude was like, yo, before the tariffs, I had 3 shifts. All of them were pumping max capacity. I was looking to hire people. And now I had to lay off 60 people. And he's like, the people that are, basically the people that are buying my nails around the world are basically telling me, yo, I don't need your nails. I could buy nails cheaper in Malaysia. You know what I'm saying? The Philippines. So he was selling nails globally. He wasn't just selling shit in the United States. We're talking about nails for framing or whatnot, right? For carpentry, building, so he was a global player. You know what I'm saying? They have their own little factory popping out of Indiana or whatever. And now because of the shit that Trump's doing, they're actually, so he's hurting even their own supporters. And yeah, maybe politics is a joke, but people getting laid off is real. When you get that pink slip, you know what I'm saying? Or your house is about to get taken from you. Then it's not funny, right? And it all. But to be fair, see, we've been talking about presidential politics, and this is actually we're kind of falling into the trap. The reality is that the president himself doesn't have a large effect necessarily on your life. It's the local politics. Your governor has way more of an effect on your daily life than your president does. You know what I mean? But the thing is I don't know what it is. We have like this worship thing. This I don't know if it's because of God and Jesus or whatever. The way we're always want to look to one dude above, all. Yeah. And the reality is President Trump doesn't really mean. What he does is he hurts more than anything. He hurts the psyche of America, right? Our overall attitude. You know what I mean? But let's keep it real. For most of us, he's not really going to fucking actually have a direct effect on our lives. We live in Connecticut. A lot of the people who listen to us live in New York. You know what I'm saying? Mario Cuomo means more. You know what I'm saying? Your mayor, de Blasio, if you live in the big city, de Blasio means more. You know what I'm saying? Freaking to you than Trump does. Yeah. So,
real quick, like, my Uncle Madison is saying, motherfuckers know the whole freaking stat line of what's this dude? Any LeBron or Steph, but you don't know the fucking DA that could get your ass locked up for 10 to 20 years. You don't know what laws is coming into effect because you just like, fuck politics, I'm not into it, fuck law, and then you get into some shit, and then you go against the motherfucker that ain't trying to see your black face at all. They just doing the book. I mean, most minorities just think DAs are not for them anyway, which they're not. But because they're district attorneys and they're supposed to throw motherfuckers under the jail for the most part. But I mean, more about that than I do. But what's up?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask Chantel. Do you guys suffer from the same thing that we suffer from, or are people looking to Theresa May, right, as their savior, as like she's Mother Teresa? Or do people understand that it's more about the local politics?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with your sentiment, Tom, because I always say the same thing. Like, we always look at like one individual and act like they are controlling our day-to-day grassroots, and it's grassroots life, and that's not necessarily the case. Like, they may put in like major policies that can affect you, but sometimes you do have to put these things in perspective. It's like, are they affecting my everyday life, or can I still go about and do what I need to do? And it's funny, I went to this debate a few weeks ago actually, and it was with our mayor Sadiq Khan, and it was just like a kind of debate, and people were throwing so many different questions at the mayor, and I was sitting there just thinking, like, how much do you expect this one man to do? Like, you're throwing questions at him and saying, what are you going to do about this? And what are you going to do about that? It's like things that have nothing not that they have nothing to do with him, but that he can't necessarily solve that issue. Like, you have to like go down the chain a little bit more, the chain of command, there are different organizations or different, structures in place that would deal with, certain, issues that people are throwing his way. And I think what you said about, just paying more attention to like local elections and local MPs, that's when you're more likely to see immediate change and changes that will really start to affect you. If you don't like, how many times a week, your trash is being collected, for example, like it's your local policies, it's your local council, etc. They're the people that are going to make those changes. You need to write the letters, you need to make the phone calls to these people because they will be the ones to put these things into effect, not necessarily Theresa May, who is more just the figurehead.
Right,
Right,
exactly. She's
if
the
I write to
CEO.
Theresa May tomorrow,
Right? If you got a problem with your
exactly,
Twitter
Theresa
account,
May,
you don't tweet at the CEO. You know what I'm saying? You call customer service. So there's a excuse me.
Need some water?
Damn near. Yeah, I got a little choked up there. Sorry. Nah,
This shit is stressful sometimes, yo.
Nah, yeah, I'm about to get ready. I got to go to work too. But anyways, yeah, no, that's a good point. We have to, and the problem is that we always look at who's the most visible. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like Donald Trump is the most visible. The president is usually the most visible motherfucker in the country. You know what I'm saying? Him and freaking Kylie Jenner. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the two. What's up? Everything all right?
You feel that?
What's up?
Like stomping or something.
Nah, I don't know. I think we might be having an earthquake here, guys.
I thought you was stomping or something.
Nah, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
Somebody trying to knock down the door.
Maybe it was the train or something.
Yeah, maybe it was a train. We live near the train tracks. You know what I'm saying, over here. But anyway, that's why they could usher us off to the FEMA camps. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, my man Juju from Florida, he down with the Nation of Islam. He be talking about, yo, man, I'm just telling you, man, they making these jails for they gonna throw us in. Yo, they trying to throw us away, man. I'm like, man, I know, I feel you, but I ain't trying to go out like that, son.
You're like, yo, I feel you, but at the end of the day, I gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? So until that shit happens, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. But anyways, guys, yeah, I gotta wrap it up. Thanks for being with us. So salute to everyone in the chat room. Salute to the whole Hun gang.
Yeah.
Salute to WTFU across the world. Some of our podcast listeners. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, and I just want to say to the chat room, man, we really appreciate your contributions. You know what I'm saying? This shit to me is gold. Honestly, I don't even know if it wouldn't even be the same if we didn't have your comments and your watchful eyes and ears, and contributing to the program. So it means a lot to us. So we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, I'll get on this Nixon Reagan little mini history lesson I want to do.
Yeah, we need that because that's a.
It makes sense, and that's the thing. See, most of us, I assume, weren't born, weren't around when Nixon was doing his thing. But when we see and we were very young when Reagan was doing his thing. When you actually see what was happening, Trump is really just a logical step. We don't have to act shocked. We just have to act. You know what I'm saying? And then we could the problem is, well, we'll get into it next week.
Gotta vote. Get out there and vote, man.
Salute, guys. Salute.
That's the solution. Peace.
See you guys.